you? Welcome to Geekism and welcome to another update video for Planet Zoo, update 1.1. In fact, it's launching on December, I'm miles away, December the 17th. So we've got about a week to go until it comes out. So we obviously will cover it here on the channel when it happens, but I did want to go through the announcement with you because there is a lot to take in here. There is a lot of stuff coming. This is the first sort of proper sort of .n update, if you want to call it that, you know, the first sort of 0.1 update, and we've had some updates already fixing some issues, but this is the first one that really sort of sees some new content come to the game. Just really excited. It seems to be a mix of player feedback based content and also a few things that maybe they didn't quite get into the game at launch that they wanted to. So yes, let's dive in. First of all, slow animal aging. This has definitely been the biggest piece of feedback that I've seen that they haven't addressed yet, but now looks like they have smashed it out the park with a really great solution, I think. They say, we've received some feedback regarding the in-game time in Planet Zoo. We'd like to thank you for giving us this perspective on what speed you'd like the animals to age, as it's helped us create a solution that we believe everyone will enjoy. Slow animal aging is a setting that can be found in the gameplay section of the options menu, and you can use it to alter the rate at which your animals age, up to 5 times slower than normal. It will not only affect aging, but also how quickly the animals mature, how long they gestate for, which is how long they're pregnant for, basically, the amount of time between mating attempts, and how long it takes for their star rating to increase. However, they would like to highlight that animals will still display all of their other behaviours at the same rate as they do now. This will not affect by the age setting. Using slow animal aging will slow down the rate things happen in your zoo, giving you fewer animal births and deaths to deal with. The exciting news is it's going to be available in all modes, career, sandbox, franchise and challenge, and upon using the slider, the aging of your animals will become disconnected from the in-game years that pass. This is deliberate and not a bug. So, a lot to take in here. It sounds simple on the face of it, but there's a lot of stuff we have to think about, okay? So the first thing is, this is available in franchise mode, which is pretty awesome. I think it is going to mean that the market is going to be a little more sparse than it is currently, because obviously less babies means less going onto the market. So that's going to be interesting to see how the market affects. Like, I've never really struggled finding animals. They've always been very expensive. I do wonder whether this is just going to make them even more expensive, or whether or not there are certain people who don't really care for the animals so much and will keep the speed high so that they can churn out the babies. I don't know. The other exciting thing to know is that it's not going to affect how they eat or drink or sleep or interact or anything like that. So actually watching them wander around, you won't really notice a difference. Basically means they're just going to exist longer, and then all the parts of that existence, the maturity and all that sort of stuff, is going to hang around longer. Really great feedback that people offered for this one, so it's really nice to see they've come up with a really quite good solution, I think. I don't think they could have done it any better, which is really great. We're also going to get a family tree. So here currently on the social page for Senate, our grizzly bear, but he's in an area I can't show you just yet because I'm still working on it. But at the moment, we just know that his social welfare is good due to the adult population. And if they had a mate, they would have it here. But coming in 1.1, we are going to start getting immediate family on this panel. We're introducing immediate family information, which you can see by selecting an animal and viewing their social tab included in their information panel. Through this, you'll be able to learn of an animal's parentage, siblings, and direct descendants. This should help prevent inbreeding in zoos and keep your animals healthy. Fantastic. Really great to see it coming to the game. Think it probably was meant to be there at launch, to be honest with you. The only thing I will say is they've said it's going on the social tab. The stud book, that is a little family tree. That image is a little family tree. So surely that's where the family tree should be, where the family tree is. So yeah, I don't know whether these images will change a little bit or what, but great to see information panels coming in. Next up, we're getting changes to animal pack behavior. I don't currently have any pack animals in my zoos, so we're going to have a look at some waterfalls instead. But they've introduced pack structures specific to canines. This applies to timber wolves and African wild dogs. Alphas are stable within a pack structure, and members won't normally fight unless they're overcrowded or have other issues with them going on. All juveniles will be added to the pack structures. All pack members will be listed in the animal UI. This is great. It's exactly how you would expect it to be. There is an alpha male and female, and they are almost sort of like patriarchal. They will stay the alphas until they pass away. Usually most dogs sort of get in line, so to speak. So great to see. Less fighting with your pack animals, which is something very good to see. We're getting some new heat maps. These are really useful, the ones we've got currently, so seeing more of them is very welcome. Heat maps include crime, staff happiness, animal breeding, habitat cleanliness, and updates to negative impacts such as litter and thrown food. They'll be available for you in the heat map tab that we're looking at here by pressing H, so you can keep your zoo as prestigious as possible. Some improved social behaviours have been added for the lemurs in the game, both ring-tailed and red-ruffed, meaning you'll see them now interact with each other, adult to adult and adult to juvenile. Make sure your animals have enough space to display these behaviours and that they're happy in all aspects, and they will perform them. So this is another thing that I noticed that we didn't really have much at all in the beta, and it seems that they're doing a slow rollout of these animal-to-animal interactions. So really great to see more of them. Obviously, they really sort of make the zoo feel alive when you see animals hanging out with each other and picking bugs off each other and all that sort of stuff. So really great to see that coming in for both sets of lemurs. They've added new alerts to the game, which will help point out any issues with the setup of your zoo, something we hope that will help better identify what's happening in your parks. New high alert will notify a new high alert will notify players when something that's happening that's tremendously negative. So basically, at the moment, we have these sort of pop up here, right? So big things like animals getting out are now going to sort of display in the middle of the screen. You can turn it off if you want to, but you're going to be able to know if there's some real major issues going on as well. Lots of other small management changes. New crime management page has been added to the overview. Refunds have been modified so that people don't get a full refund unless they've been in the park for a short time, etc, etc. Lots of great little features that we'll look at more in depth when the update launches. On the main menu here, we're going to get an update to a news feed. So I think it's going to be showing around here probably. We're going to be information on announcements you need to be aware of, maintenance information for the franchise servers, things like that. Currently, the night sky of Nunakanata, our Tundra North American Zoo, is pretty clear, but in this new update it may not be because they have created the Aurora Borealis, which is pretty fantastic. The Northern Lights, a beautiful natural phenomenon that happens in the northern skies, may be seen in the tundra biome. Keep your eye on the night sky to see them. They are truly a sight to behold. We're looking forward to seeing your gorgeous screenshots of this phenomenon. However, it's important for us to highlight this will only be available on high to ultra graphic settings. Well, luckily, we are able to play on ultra, so that will be exciting to see. We're getting an ice cream avatar for some reason. There's going to be a new ice cream avatar to dress up your little dude in. Currently, we're using a lot of the animal ones, but yeah, that's good to see, I suppose. And the one, of course, I'm really excited about are more creativity options. For the master builders among us, we're adding a complete ice and snow rock set, which is super exciting. In enriched items such as a snowball and a Christmas present, it's like a reskin of the cardboard box that you can see the red pandas playing with there. New winter foliage, really awesome stuff. And ice pathing, that sounds interesting. Most likely just a new colour for the paths in the game, but it might be useful to make some ice sheeting with. A lot of people have been using the gravel path, not actually as path, and more as like a gravel bed. So that's exciting to see. And also, there's a lot of places here in Canada that lots of sort of parks and gardens that freeze their paths over in the winter, so you can use them as skating tracks. So yeah, that'd be nice to see. They said the features will arrive alongside a huge number of gameplay tweaks and bug fixes, which the team have been working hard on for the past few weeks. The full update notes will be posted on the 17th of December when the update goes live, and they've also said that there might be a surprise in store for you as well, so keep an eye out for any exciting announcements soon. So the elephant in the room here, I think, is that there's no mention of any animals, and you know what, I'm normally relatively pessimistic when it comes to these kind of things, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that surprise is going to be an animal. I think it'd be kind of crazy to say that their first 1.1 update, their first sort of big .n update doesn't come with some sort of animal in a Planet Zoo game. And the way I think about it is compare this to something like Planet Coaster. Pretty much all of their major .n updates had rides in, and that's kind of the equivalent. You got Planet Coaster, rides, Planet Zoo, animals. So I don't want to hype it up because I absolutely know nothing other than what's in this post, but I would be gobsmacked if we don't get an animal, something wintry themed, perhaps, maybe some sort of moose or reindeer or something, or maybe even something like a polar bear, but I really don't know. Please don't sort of quote me anywhere on that because I've got no inside knowledge on this at all. But yeah, I think it would be really kind of you know, a given that we're going to get some sort of creature with us. But even if we don't, this is a fantastic update, especially with the animal aging and the pack behavior as well. That really interests me, both of those, because I have been worried about the Timberwolves going into Nuna Kanata, that they're just going to fight constantly. So that's really exciting stuff. Like I say, it drops next Thursday, I guess that is. Let's have a look. Next Tuesday, of course. Their updates are usually on Tuesdays. So we'll be here with it. May even do a live stream looking at some of the new stuff. Let me know what you'd like to see in the comments of this one. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next one, be good.